Hello, everybody, and thank you for being here with me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. In this video, we're going to discuss a few things that I've been noticing on my coaching sessions. So I want to make sure everyone knows how to technically draw patterns on their charts so that you get the right patterns, because if you draw your lines incorrectly, then you will get the wrong pattern and trade it incorrectly. All right, so let's get into the charts. Okay, everybody, for this first example, we're going to take a look at gold. And when it comes to drawing your lines, be as objective as possible. This is not about drawing what you want to see happen. This is about drawing what you see. I like using the 1 hour time frame because the 1 hour time frame is pretty solid, and I am a day trader, meaning I want to be in and out of trades the same day. I don't like holding on to trades for long periods of time. So that's why I like the 1 hour time frame. But for those of you who are swing traders and long-term traders, you can use the 4 hour and daily time frames, and the setups are even more solid on those time frames as well. All right, so one thing I want to point out is that the lower line is going to be support and the upper line is going to be resistance. So, you have, support, you also have resistance, but just keep in mind that each line on the wedge or triangle is also support and resistance. So when it comes to spotting patterns, after you have drawn your lines, if you are part of my group, you should have tons of cheat sheets. For those of you who are inside my private group, if you are following my posts, just to give you guys an idea as to the quality of the posts that I share in my private group, this is what they look like. And as you can see here, I give a visual of what the pattern is with a in-depth explanation, and then I encourage each person to save these cheat sheets for future use, because the odds are you're going to see them again, and over time, you're going to start recognizing them when it comes to everyday trading. All right. So, with that being said, one of the cheat sheets I like using is this one right here. And, it has the most common patterns that I will see. All right. So, all I do is I put my cheat sheet next to the pattern and I see which one does this look most likely. All right. So we can see that this is obviously a rising wedge right here. And a rising wedge is a reversal pattern in an uptrend. So you have this nice uptrend going, and then all of a sudden, once the candles break the support line on the rising wedge, that's when we start to see a bearish breakout. All right. Now, when it comes to using wedges, these patterns are 70 to 80% accurate. All right. So that 20 to 30% where they fail for whatever reason, um, if you understand how to read momentum and price action, you can kind of get an idea as to when the pattern is not going to work out. But in this case, this is an amazing setup that is forming. We can see that the CCI is going down. We can see that the stochastic is going down, and both of these measure momentum. When it comes to CCI, this upper line is the overbought line, and this lower line is the um, over sold line. So when the CCI falls below the upper line, that right there is a confirmation that the price is overbought and the momentum is going downward. And the same thing with the stochastic. Stochastic lags a little bit, just keep that in mind. But this is a great setup that is forming. And these patterns are also very low risk because your stop loss is going to be the highest price in the wedge. So in this case, it's only going to be, like 30 or 40 pips, which is fairly low risk. Now, another thing that's really cool about these technical patterns is if the wedge starts to expand and you see the candles starting to wet, it's not time to sell yet. What you're looking for is for things to get increasingly more narrow. The more narrow it is, the better. So that 20 to 30% time when a pattern fails, those are signs that you're looking for to see that, okay, well, you know what? I'm I'm a little early in this trade. Now, if the wedge is wide enough, you can actually buy and sell from the support and resistance lines within the wedge. So this is an awesome setup to use. And the 15-minute and the 1 hour time frame. You can see here, this was giving out, amazing entries, even though gold is crazy right now and making all these record highs. You can see you can sell from here, you can buy from here, you can, this one would have been a little bit tricky because it didn't touch the line. But you can see it's been moving up and down, and the movements are starting to become increasingly more narrow. This is just telling me that, you know what, this breakout, this bearish breakout is going to be happening very soon. We also see that there is a bearish fair value gap forming, which is telling me that sellers are like, hey, you know what? We've gone up far enough. It's time for us to start shutting this down. And then, of course, the stochastic and the CCI, they're all going down. So this is a great setup that is forming. All right. Let's look at another one. This is the Euro US dollar. And I already had my lines drawn because I was looking at this earlier. But again, all we're going to do is look at the lines and we have some changes here. So anytime there's a change, there's like a newer high, then you want to be mindful of that. So this is why I don't like drawing my technical patterns on the 15-minute time frame because if you're looking at this, you might be thinking, okay, well, Jeremy, what about all these other candles? See, that gets a little confusing. So this is why I like to stick to the 1 hour time frame when I draw my patterns. This way I have much more accurate data. But this right here is an example of, I have no idea. So I pull up my cheat sheet and I look and see what this looks like. And this one's going to be a little bit trickier because these lines is looking very symmetrical. So they're looking more like a flag pattern, which I don't have on this list right here. But it also looks like it could be a falling wedge as well. So in this case, what I'd be looking for is a spike outside this upper band to see if a breakout is going to happen. And then I'm also looking at the momentum to tell. So anytime you're like in between patterns, like it can be several different things, you're not sure, stay away from those. Only trade the patterns that you see that are super solid. And that's what I stick to. All right. And then last but not least, once you have your once you've done your analysis, make sure you guys are keeping things organized with a notepad. I have three screens on my setup. So I'm bringing this from one of my other screens. And when I track my signals, after I do my analysis, I'll include like, okay, there's a falling wedge on this one. And then I always have my stop losses and my take profits, so that I can keep track of which trades I want to focus on. Once I do that, um, I kind of skipped a step. There is an analysis checklist that I recommend everyone use. That's what this sheet is right here. So if you're inside my group, I give this to every single person. So if you're struggling, if you're confused, you can fill out one of these analysis checklists and you can send me an email with them and you can tell me, hey, Jeremy, I just want to make sure I'm doing things right. And then I'll respond back to you and say, hey, awesome, you're doing everything right. And what I've noticed is that the people who are doing this, they're having a lot of success with their trading. They're being consistent. And after about three of those, most of those people are like, hey, Jeremy, I'm rocking and rolling. I'm good to go. And then after enough time of doing this, you can eventually have, more money than you can ever imagine when it comes to Forex. So I don't know about you guys, but I am one of the few YouTubers that has public accounts for verification. Anybody can look at my trades and my accounts, and you guys can see the different account sizes I have, ranging from 1,000 up to almost 30,000. And I have more accounts being added. I'm going to have accounts over 100,000 as well. This was me having to restart after MQL5 made a lot of changes. So restarting everything, but things is moving very fast. So for those of you who are like, you know what, I want 100% automation. I don't want to have to sit here and look at charts all day. I hate to say it, but you're going to need somebody trading for you. Galileo, is an awesome bot, but you have to know what you're doing first. Meaning you have to be able to identify, is this an uptrend? Is this a downtrend? And then you have Galileo perform the way you want it to. So there's a learning curve involved. But once you figure that out, Galileo can be very helpful. And I'm pretty sure there's tons of other bots out there as well. My focus is really on manual trading, because I have the most control with manual trading over everything else. So I pretty much just wanted to make sure I address this, so that everyone is aware of how to technically trade. And when you have technical analysis, you really don't care about fundamentals and what's happening in terms of news and things like that. So this is a very helpful way to trade. So you're not concerned with things that really don't matter, and it keeps you organized and structured. All right. Thank you everybody for being here, and please like and subscribe. Please ask me questions if you have questions, and I am available to help each and every person who is serious about Forex. All right. My website is above if you want to join, and I will see you guys in the next video.